Alright, back for round 3 of this Legacy Daily. Playing Legacy Daily. Legacy League. Yes, it is the League. We are sitting at round 3. We're on the play. Let's see what we get. We get this. And I don't think we keep this. Stretching things a bit. It's like we're already at a mulligan to 6 with the Chrome Mox. We keep a 6-card hand that was 2 lands, 2 rituals, an LED, and a probe. Possibly. Like, I'm much happier keeping this on the draw, actually, where we get 2 more cards. But like, I just know I'm gonna hate my life if I probe into another land, and my first draw step is another land or a ritual. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay. This sucks. But do we keep this? If we remove a Past in Flames and say that it's a 5-card hand, then I think we keep this over a blind 5-card hand. So we're gonna keep, and we're definitely gonna mulligan or scry the Brainstorm to the top. We're just gonna go Tarn Go. And see what we're up against. They also just pass. Misty Go. It might be, like, there aren't that many blue decks that don't have like a turn 1 play. They might be a Stifle deck, or they might be like a combo deck, like the Mirror. It could be something else, of course, but like Infect would almost always have a turn 1 play. Delver, not running Stifle, would always have a turn 1 play, pretty much. Could be Shardless. There's a Wasteland. So it's not a combo deck. Tundra Wasteland, okay. Interesting. So, I'm not quite sure what to expect here. Might be like a Bant deck, or blue, white, red. I was just thinking I wanted to draw Delta, so it'll let us fetch basics. So let's get rid of one of these Past in Flames. Don't want the Past in Flames. I'm not really sure if maybe I actually want like the 3rd land. No, I think we dump that and just pass the turn. Maybe actually we're supposed to fetch now to beat a Stifle. Though I don't know that many Stoneforge Mystic decks that also run Stifle. And we don't want to show them the swamp until we have to. So let's fetch here. Hope we find like even a blue card. It's tempting to try something. Oh, ad nauseum. So wait, Duress is 4, Petal is 5. I think we can go off through the Past in Flames with ad nauseum. Let's see. Suppose it sort of depends on what's in your hand. I really don't want to get Spell Pierced here. Okay. So I think we pass the turn. Because, like, what avenues do we have here? We can play out the Petal and the Ritual. Then we have 3 mana. And then the Cabal Ritual makes it 4, LED makes it 7. But then we're sacking our hand and we have to flashback Past in Flames and just hope that there isn't another counterspell in their hand. So I think if we wait, we have another mana to play with. and another draw step. The downside is they will get to Violin, Batterskull, and Dome us for 5, dropping us to 13, making the ad nauseum substantially worse, but yeah. Okay, so it's an Esper deck. So we could be facing discard now. Discard would not be nice. Yeah, we don't mind our Confidant. So I think if they have Force and another Spell Pierce, then we're in bad shape. How do we, like, I don't think we can play around them having days. So I think what we could do here is we could tab out to cast the 1 Cabal Ritual. If they counter that, then we play out both petals, play the 2nd Cabal Ritual, and then either just go for the ad nauseum, or we sack the LED, flash everything back. And then what that comes down to is having more mana after after ad nauseum, but not having an LED. So, but I think I like doing that. So I would assume them to counter this if they. Well, maybe I was wrong. So let's say black. Let's say red. Let's say this. Okay, so if we cast Past in Flames now, we'll have 4 mana floating. Let's say they force it. And we play LED. That's 7 mana. I think then we flash it back. I think that's the way to go here. So they had the Force pitching Spell Snare. I wonder why you don't Spell Snare. Maybe that was their last blue card. Alright, so if they have another counter spell, we're kind of toast. Looks like they don't. So I think I'm actually just going to bank on them not having anything else and not fire off the Duress just to have like another mana. Okay, we're at 12. We haven't made a land drop though. There's a land. There's MT. Oh. We're on an effective 5 because we want to fetch here. And MT doesn't get us anywhere at all. Okay, we cannot keep going. We need a couple of things to happen for us here. We need to ritual this. Then we need brainstorm to hit some stuff here. I guess we can brainstorm with the one in the graveyard. That matter. We brainstorm here. We find 3 cards we want, and we can put back these 3 and then not have and then be hellbent. Whereas if we brainstorm with the one in the graveyard, then like no matter if all 3 cards are good, we won't be able to get hellbent. I think I'm supposed to use the one in my hand. That was really good. Alright. Wow, I was talking nonsense anyways. I'm not able to put back 3 cards. It's not how brainstorm works. But it matters little. So let's just take a peek here. So they'll get to source the plowshares, but it won't matter at all because stone count will be so high. So good thing we found our tendrils. Like a tutor would have done it as well since we have the passing flames. Like the LED was clutch. Yeah, if we had found a tutor. Okay, so here we want a couple of massacres because they're pretty sure to be boarding in stuff like meddling mage or canonist. We want a chain of vapor too, probably. Maybe a decay. We showed them empty. I don't automatically board out Empty the Warrens against Stoneforge Mystic decks because they still need to sort of have them. On the draw, it's a bit worse though, so we might just board that out. Lose a Preordain. We won't be under a huge clock, so Ad Nauseam might be okay. Also a bit later on, or without having to hit the Chrome box, and we're going to dump a Passing Flames because they are likely to have Rest in Peace. I'm not loving this setup. I think actually maybe I do want an Empty the Warrens. We'll put in Empty the Warrens after, like for game 3, if there is a game 3, I think. So that was a bit dicey, but I'm happy that we were able to like draw out the force. I mean, if they hadn't forced then, we would have duressed them, and just so I think I don't think they misplayed or anything. I was lucky that we drew that pedal. Right, so this hand lets us duress on turn 1 and then go for Ad Nauseam with nothing floating on turn 2 if we don't get wastelanded on the bad lands, get anything discarded, and they don't have to discard or counter spells. Still keep this probably because like it's not a bad hand at all. They're mulliganing to 6, scrying to the bottom. They have a turn 1 play, probably a discard spell. Oh, okay, Deathblade. Yeah. So I guess it's Deathblade. So if we draw like a cantrip, no, we don't. So I think Deathblade only runs like 2 wastelands on average, so I'm okay with this line here. Just don't have the wasteland. You don't. Did they scry? No, it doesn't matter because they fetched. Okay, so this is dicey, but I think we have to take the Spell Snare and then hope they don't draw a second blue card. So they have Force, Trop, Tundra. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but wait, no! Stupid thing! Oh, that's dumb. We drew the Ad Nauseam, right? I didn't think about that. I guess like if we draw a Petal now, we can tutor... Oh, or we can do like that. Okay, so it is time to hope they didn't draw a blue card. If they did, they might force there, but they would actually probably force there. We could tutor for a second ritual. That opens us up to like surgical extraction on Infernal Tutor, which would be annoying but not catastrophic. So that would leave us with, we have 4, that would be 5. It doesn't really, it just nets a storm though, it doesn't get us closer to does not get us closer to, or like give us more mana. Just trying to work out. Like, it's gonna suck that we lose 2 Infernal Tutors here when we sack the LED, because that means there will only be another 2 to find. So we have to kind of hope to hit the Past the Flames or the Tendrils naturally. Plus, we don't know what they drew. We just have to hope it's a blank. So yeah, I think we're just gonna cast it. Wait, so was I thinking that I would gain mana from that exchange? If we have 4 right now, 5 with the Claw Ritual. If we tutor, we drop down to 2, up to 3, up to 4. We actually lose 1, so yeah. And I think here we sack the LED, because we're going to want to have black mana. But, I mean, if they drew something, they drew it. And they did. Okay. So probably we won't recover from this. They drew Baleful Strix. So their land, their hand is Tundra something. Yeah, I guess we just ponder now. Kind of sucks if they drew like a Spell Pierce or whatever. So I guess we kind of want the Massacre next turn. Double Therapy is a little bit sort of on the slow side, but I don't hate it actually. So what have they not cast and not drawn and not like, it's not a counter spell, because I feel like they would have countered the Ponder. So it could be like a 3-drop, like an Equipment or a True Nemesis, but it might also be Flusterstorm that they're just not wanting to Flusterstorm with Ponder. So let's just go with that. Okay, Zealous Persecution. Never mind. So, like, ideally they find and play like white creature now. I would love that. Off their Tundra, mind you, so that we can get a 2-for-1 with the Massacre next turn. And what did they do? Did they shuffle? They did not shuffle. I really don't want to just fire off the Massacre. Well, we can anyways. They're not playing their Tundra. Maybe playing around the Massacre. There's a world where we don't keep playing here. Sylvan Library. Okay, I don't think we probably can't beat that now. Let's just keep going a bit further. But there's a world where we don't show the Massacre and just move on to game 3. Okay, Stoneforge, Mystic, getting nasty equipment. Batter Skull's not that nasty. Guess we can keep going a bit more. Just take the Batter Skull. Brainstorm. I don't know, they must have like somewhere between 17 and 21 blue cards after the sideboard. Okay, I think that pushes us over the edge towards a concession. So I don't know what the odds were for them to hit. I think we're going to concede. Yeah, I'm not show them, not give them a chance to see Massacre. We would have drawn Ponder. Yeah. So does anything change here? I don't think so. They have Celis Persecution. They probably have at least one other answer to an Empty the Warrens. I think we're just happy as is. Alright, so we're on a play. Let's see if we get a good one. That's not bad. We keep this. Somewhat vulnerable to Wasteland. Okay, let's play them like this. So we draw the probe, and then next turn we draw the LED. And then we can fetch and then probe. I don't want to get discarded here. I guess that means they probably have like a counterspell. We're also pretty soft to Wasteland. Double Flusterstorm. Okay, so let's see here. Rest in peace. Double Stoneforge. Strand. Bob. And double Fluster. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we're not really doing anything here. You know what we could do though? We could tutor for another dark ritual that might lure out one of their Flusterstorms. If it does, then it's not great, but it's not terrible either. But that leaves us with the option of, like, in response to them fetching next turn, potentially, like, just going ritual ad nauseum. This is a loose play, I will say that. Because it just feeds them with information. And I think it's a stretch for them to open themselves up. Okay, actually, now they might do, because they'll waste this for sure. So if we draw like a blue spell, we can cast it and hope to have it Flusterstormed. No, we don't. So there was the Strand. So their hand is Rest in Peace, Double Stoneforge, Double Fluster, Dark Confidant, and a blank. So wait, is there a world where no, we can never beat Double Flusterstorm? Never mind. Can you play out the LEDs? Nah, let's not do that. So they have a third land. They might be tempted to run out the Rest in Peace here. No, they don't. That was not bad. we're still sort of bottlenecked at one black mana. I think I'm just going to play out an LED here to not. I don't really want to be discarding anything here. Yeah, well, we'll pass. So I guess they're probably playing out the Rest in Peace here. I don't know if that's because they have drawn like a Force of Will, which would be unfortunate, obviously. Okay, they're playing out Dark Confidant. Oh man, I don't know if I'm supposed to bounce. Like, if it was Rest in Peace, I would for sure have Chain of Vapor at the end of turn and hope for them to sack their fetch. I'm not sure it will be sufficient for me to. Well, actually, yeah, if I bounce Dark Confidant here, they will have to discard something. So I'm actually okay with that. Let's see what they discard. Stoneforge, yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going to try for a Dark Ritual here. If they use a Flusterstorm, so be it. Don't. Try Cabal Ritual. Guess they might have Spell Snare. That means they won't have Flusterstorm. So let's try like this. If they've drawn Force of Will, then we're in a not so good spot. I don't think so anyways. So if I'm them and I haven't drawn Force of Will, I guess I fluster this. So what storm count is 1, 2, 3. So they fluster, it's 4. We have 5 mana, 6 mana. We can play more rituals. Then I'm definitely going to pay for it and name Force of Will. They're not doing it, so that makes me feel like they have drawn a Force. So their hand is Rest in Peace, 1 Stoneforge and 2 Flusterstorms. That means they have 3 cards we don't know about. Let's see here. Can we beat 1 Flusterstorm? So storm count is 1, 2, 3. And we'll make it 4, 5, 6. By then we have 7, 10, 11, 14, and 17 mana. And they will be, the storm count will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we will have 8 copies of Flusterstorm. We will have 17 mana minus 5, that's 12. We'll pay for 8, so we'll have 4 floating. So we will actually be able to beat them having, because they can only fluster once. So I think actually Force of Will is the correct name here. That's excellent. Okay, well they have a Spell Snare, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so they have drawn We knew about the Dark Confidant. Just forgot to write that. So they have Snare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Bob is 6. Okay. So let's see if we can lure out the Snare here. I mean, we're not a sure thing to win anyways, because we're at 16. We have 2 Massacres, a Past in Flames, and then Tendrils in our deck. Actually, hang on. Let's sack one of the LEDs for red. Okay, they let it resolve. Our pedal is excellent. We have no land drops, so that's fine. Past in Flames, it's great. We have Infernal Tutor in the graveyard. I think I'm just gonna push on a bit further. I don't want to hit a 4-drop here if we can help it. Dark Ritual is great. So yeah, we have it here. Awesome. Okay, we'll name Flusterstorm. So they'll have a Spell Snare that we have to remember. But that's pretty much it. Man, that was awesome. So you've seen me make some very dodgy plays this league. Also some decent play. Yeah, and they concede. So that's great. That was a pretty intense last game. So I think when they play out the Bob, maybe I would have played out the Rest in Peace instead. That was what I was expecting them to do anyways. So maybe that shows me that I'm not as proficient with the deck. They're playing it out in part just not to discard. So maybe they were playing out what they thought they could stand the least or the most to lose. So like Rest in Peace, like would have taken this Infernal Tutor, the one here in the yard. So that would have potentially ended up mattering. I mean, we had a lot of options here with the cantrips and like still had some life to play with. Anyways, so that was match number 3, and I'll be back. Thanks for watching.